actually have neither, so immediately that's not a binary. But also, some people have sex organs that are different from what their sex chromosomes would suggest, because your development as a physical being is governed by more genes than just the ones on your sex chromosomes, so immediately it gets even more complicated. Some people even exhibit genetic chimerism, where some of your cells might have XX and some of them might have XY, so what's your genome? Who knows? It's not exactly clear what that is, and that's even assuming that genetics is the basis that your biological essentialism says gender comes from. So it's really a very fascinating and complex area. I recommend doing a search on it and researching it, because it's really cool. Peter Sakunbi said they don't really understand why somebody would want to radically alter their body in order to match their gender. And I think that's okay. I mean, I'm presuming you're cis from having asked that question. I'm cis as well, so I don't know what gender dissonance feels like. That's not something we can experience, and that's okay. It's a little bit like the pain of childbirth and what that feels like. I can never experience that, and that's fine. I think as long as we listen to people who can and do experience gender dissonance and appreciate that it is often a form of suffering, and that not suffering that does give us dispositions towards certain kinds of structural advantages that we might need to evaluate, I think that's okay, as long as we are attentive and we listen and are responsive and kind. There is a video game, a free video game that you can download and play on your computer. It's called Acceptance. It's by a game developer and journalist called Laura K. Buzz, who is trans, and it was written for cis people to play. And you play a day in the life of a trans person. It's an interactive novel. It'll take you like 10 minutes to complete, and it's free. But it's really good. It's a little fascinating little window. One of the clever things about it is that at the start it asks you to put in your gender. So obviously I put in male, and then it immediately says, no, you're wrong. And as you go through the whole game, it keeps calling you by the wrong pronouns, and all the NPCs call you by the wrong names and call you the opposite of what you said that you were. And it's very weird and very disorienting. And obviously that can't help us experience what it's like to spend a whole life with that and spend, have the suffering that comes with it. But it is an interesting little insight. I recommend it. I'll put a link to it below. Penny Lane was wondering why some people on the gender spectrum get so much hate, and yeah, that's an interesting question. In her book Whipping Girl, Julia Serrano does go into that. She has a theory about that she talks about over a couple of chapters. She thinks that it's down to deviations from masculinity. In a system where masculinity is viewed as the norm and as good, any deviation from masculinity is viewed as other and bad. That's something Simone de Beauvoir talks about a lot in her book as well, Le Deuxième Sexe, which I talked about last time. In particular, Serrano says that those who reject masculinity in favour of a different identity, which is to say trans women, can sometimes be seen by not very kind people as the worst of the worst, because they've rejected masculinity in the deepest possible way. I really do recommend Whipping Girl. It's a very eye-opening book. So, exciting announcement time. As some of you know, I am an actor. I'm going to drama school in London this autumn to train to be an actor for the rest of my life. I'm very excited. And I have started a YouTube channel where I vlog in character as famous roles from Shakespeare. It's called Shakespeare Vlogs. It's up now. It's going to have loads of cool Shakespeare content on, as well as vlogs from me about auditions and experiences I've had, tips and tricks and what it's like to be an actor. And if you click on that card that's just appeared in the top right now, then it'll take you to a video of me vlogging as Hamlet. So if you like theatre and acting and Shakespeare, go check that out. I'm still going to be here doing stuff on PhilosophyTube, obviously, but if you want a different kind of educational content, and emotional, theatrical education, then Shakespeare Vlogs. Go subscribe, go check it out. Share it with your actor friends if you think it's good. This episode was sponsored by my patrons on Patreon, so big thanks to my new supporters, Paddy Tarrant, Leticia Nogueira, Sophia Sun, Scott, Hedon Donwy, and Sedge and Dan, as well as all of these names and all the names in the description. Thank you all so much. It's amazing how much support the show is getting now. Thank you.